Okay, we look at the expansion of a macro that contains a mixed parameter list. Okay, so this is a macro that contains both positional parameters as well as keyword parameters, and when we have a mixed list, always positional parameters should appear before the keyword parameter list. Okay, so here this keyword macro indicates the beginning of the macro. The first word following this keyword macro happens to be the name of the macro. So the macro processor would enter it into our macro name table. Okay, and then we initialize these values in our MNT. Hash pp is made 0, hash kp is made 0, hash ev, which is expansion time variables, is made 0, mdtp is set to 1 because the index value or the current index value of mdt is 1. The current index value of keyword parameter default table is 1, so that is why it is set to 1. And this sstp, which is a pointer to our sequencing symbol table, is also set to 1. Okay, because this macro does not contain any sequencing symbols, I have not shown the table, but since it is a field in MNT, I have still kept it. Later, in the later examples, when we deal with sequencing symbols, we'll see how to handle them. Okay, now after we have entered the name of the macro and initialized these values in our MNT, the macro processor would look at the first parameter, which is ampersand x, a positional parameter. So what it does is it makes this hash pp value is set to 1 because I have found, or we have found, a positional parameter, and the entry is made into the parameter name table. Okay, and the pointer is incremented by 1. So it looks at the second parameter, which is again a positional parameter, so its value is incremented by 1, so hash pp becomes 2, and we enter this parameter into our parameter name table y, and the pointer is incremented by 1, which is 3. Okay, next happens to be ampersand op equal to mul. This is a keyword parameter with default value, so we found one keyword parameter, and that's why hash kp is incremented by 1. And over here we need to make entry over here, and that entry happens to be ampersand op, and its default value happens to be known as mult. Okay, enter it under the default field, increment the pointer by 1, also make an entry in a pn tab, so which happens to be over here at the third place, so we write op, we increment the pn tab pointer by 1. Okay, next we look at this lab. Okay, lab also is a keyword parameter. The first we increment hash kp by 1, which is 2, then we enter this in a keyword parameter default table, and it has no default value, so that place is left blank. The pointer is incremented by 1, and then in our pn tab we also have to make an entry for lab. Okay, and this pointer also is incremented by 1, which is 5. Now we take the body of the macro and we place it in our MDT, okay, at the first line, because MDTP is 1 for this particular macro called as CALC. So it says lab move R A register X. Okay, now instead of writing the parameter name, I've told you we index them because finding a parameter by number is quicker than by name. So lab is at position 4 and X is at position 1. So instead of lab, so I will write here p comma hash 4. After that the statement was move R A register comma X. Now X is a parameter in a parameter name table at position 1, so we write p comma hash 1. Okay, right, and next we increment the pointer by 1. Okay, so we go to the next line. The next line says ampersand op A register comma ampersand y. Okay, so if you look at ampersand op, it is at position 3. Okay, so we write here p comma hash 3. Okay, so we write it here, this is p comma hash 3. Okay, and what was the remaining part? It was A register comma ampersand y. It was A register comma ampersand y. Ampersand y is at position 2. Okay, so this is how we write. Now this is something that is new also, something that has new, that something that is not appeared before, that is our parameter appearing in the label part of our model statement. So if you look at this line lab, we've got this label, we've got this parameter ampersand lab, and it appears in the label part of our model statement. Okay, so parameters can appear as a label, or parameters can appear in the label part of your model statement, and also they can appear in the opcode field also. So if you look at the second line here, ampersand op, within the body of the macro, so you see that ampersand op is in the opcode part of your model statement. So a parameter can appear in the opcode part also, it can appear in the label part also, and also it can appear in our operand specification part also. So it's not always compulsory that our parameter should always appear in the operand specification part. So this is an example of where it shows us that operands, the parameters can be a label also and can be an opcode also. Okay, next, after this entry is made, we increment the pointer by 1. Go to the next line, we write move m a register comma ampersand x. So we write here move m a register. Now these are ordinary strings, they represent themselves, but x is a parameter, so we have to reference it by a number, and it's p comma hash 1. Okay, because it's x. Okay, and since this is in the opcode, this is in the, we make this alignment over here, and we increment the pointer by 1. Okay, and next we have this as mend. So we write our mend statement over here, increment the pointer by 1. Okay, next we see that the macro has ended, so we need to update this mnt. Okay, so since hash kp is 2, this value remains as it is, but since we don't have any sequencing symbols, this value is set to 0. Okay, now we look at the next line. The next line says start, and we compare start with the macro name calc. There is no match happening over there, so it's not a macro call. So the macro processor would write that line as it is in our expanded code. Next, it will look at the next line, a ds1, ds is compared with calc. Again, no match occurs, so again it's going to take and write a statement in the expanded code. But when it comes to calc, a match has occurred, so it concludes that this is a macro call. So okay, it prepares 2 data structures. That macro call needs to be expanded, so I need 2 data structures. One is MEC and the other one is AP tab. So MEC value is MDTP value in our MNT, which happens to be 1, and the AP tab, okay, gives us a list of actual parameter list. Now how many parameters are there? That should be the addition of hash pp plus hash kp, that is 2 plus 2, 4. So in our AP tab there should be 4 values. So you've got 1, 2, 3 and 4. So this is how this AP tab is prepared. Okay, now what we are going to do is we are going to look at the keyword parameter default table first. Okay, and look at whether there is a keyword parameter with default value, and if it is, that default value is first entered into our AP tab. So if you look at calc in MNT and look at kptpt value, it is 1, so it means you have to start from index 1 in kp tab. So starting from index 1, just check if there is a keyword parameter with a default value. There is, that is op, and the value is, default value is mult. Okay, and this is at position 1 in our keyword parameter default table. So for op, okay, so if I am doing it for op, if I want to place the value of mult in our AP tab, okay, which is the default value for op, hash pp is 2 from our MNT, hash q is 1 from our keyword parameter default table, kptpt is 1 which is coming from our MNT plus 1. So I'll just show you, right? Hash pp is 2, okay, op is 1, in this we have got it from keyword parameter default table, kptpt is 1. So what we see, this value turns out to be 3. So at third position I am supposed to enter the default value for op, which happens to be mult. So what we write here as mult. Okay, next go to your macro call, okay, and look for keyword parameters first. Okay, and how to identify them with this equal to sign. So the first keyword parameter that I find is lab. Okay, so I need to first enter the value of this the actual value for lab into this AP tab first. Okay, so for that we use the same formula. Okay, so we use this hash kp hash pp plus q minus kp dpt plus 1. Okay, so what we do, if I am considering for lab, okay, so hash pp will be 2, okay, plus q. Okay, so q is its entry in keyword parameter default table. So lab is at position 2, so we write it as 2 minus kp dpt is 1 and plus 1. So this value turns out to be 4. So at the 4th position I am supposed to enter the value for lab equal to loop. So this loop is entered in case of AP tab at the 4th position. Okay, so just to repeat once again, first I will check my keyword parameter default table for any default value. We had one which was OP, the default value was mult. So mult has to be entered into our actual parameter table list. At which position? I need to use this formula hash pp plus q minus kp dpt plus 1. Hash pp is 2 coming from mnt. Q is the index value of this default parameter, that is default parameter op in the keyword parameter default table. It is 1. Kp dpt is 1 and minus 1. Okay, so that is why 2 plus 1 minus 1 plus 1 equal to 3. So at 3rd position you will enter this value for mult. Now if you look at our keyword parameter default table, we see that there are no other keyword parameter with default value. So we go back to our macro call and see whether they are keyword parameters. We had one, so we make an entry for lab. So to make entry for lab, okay, hash pp value will be 2 and q has to be the index value of lab in keyword parameter default table, which is 2. Kp dpt we all know is 1. So substitute this in our formula and the value comes out to be 4. So at 4th position I'm going to enter loop. Okay, now if there was one more keyword parameter, again suppose I had a macro call which says op is equal to add, then I'll have to find its position and overwrite it. Okay, overwrite a default parameter if it is present, because in our case, okay, in our macro we've got op having a default parameter mult which I entered first over here. Okay, and if in the macro call, if op is given a new value, then that mult has to be overwritten. So that was the example I was trying to say. If it is written as op is equal to add in our macro call, then this mult has to be overwritten. But first you have to find the position for mult using this this formula called as hash pp plus q minus kp dpt plus 1, so which turns out to be 3. Okay, so when you so mult can be overwritten by add. Okay, which would be the case for the parameter op. Okay, that is, I meant to say that for our formal parameter op, the actual value would turn out to be add if our macro call contains another keyword parameter called as op equal to add. Now that is not the case in our program, so the default parameter value still remains the same over here. Okay, so first keyword parameter with default values, okay, from our kp tab, then we go back to the macro call and see for any keyword parameters. Now if you have a keyword parameter that originally contained a default value but still in the macro call a new value was set, then that value has to be overwritten. Use the same formula. The formula is hash pp plus q minus kp dpt plus 1. Okay, these kind of examples have been solved in previous videos also, so you can refer them to see how a default value can be overwritten if a parameter is passed in the macro call. Okay, after that the values for positional parameters are written in our AP tab in the order that they appear. So the first one is A and the next one is B. So we write A and then we write B. Okay, and then I will use this MEC and go to this MDT and start writing then in our expanded code. I will write plus to indicate that this is a substitution for the macro call. Okay, so the first one says p comma hash 4. So p comma hash 4 means go to our AP tab and see what is p comma hash 4. So the p comma hash 4 is loop. So we write here loop, and then comes move R, okay, A register, which are ordinary strings, okay, which represent themselves, and then comes P comma hash 1. So if you look at our AP tab, P comma hash 1 is A, so we write here as A. After that line, MEC is incremented by 1, so MEC becomes 2. So we go to the next line in our MDT. So we got P comma hash 3, A register, P comma hash 2. So P comma hash 3 is mul, and P comma hash 2 is P. So that is what we need to write here. So I'll write here plus, okay, and we've got to write mult, and then we got to write A register, sorry, we got to write A register, okay, and comma P comma hash 2 was B, okay. So next, MEC value is incremented by 1, so we go to the third line. The third line is move M A register P comma hash 1, P comma hash 1 is A, so plus, okay, and we got this as move M A register comma, okay, what was our value? P comma hash 1, P comma hash 1 was A, so we write A, and then we increment MEC by 1, so which is 4. So fourth is mend, so we stop. So the body of the macro has been written, okay, mend indicating the macro has ended. Then we go to the next line following this keyword called as not the keyword, sorry, the macro called as calc, and the next one happens to be end. End is compared with CALC, there is no match, so we write this over here, and end indicates the end of a code, assembly language program. So this is the expanded code for a macro that contains a mixed parameter list, okay.